Imagine this, a rainy night, a humble cafe, and a kind-hearted woman who offers help to a stranded stranger. But this isn't just any stranger. He's Alex Bradford, a billionaire CEO, hiding his wealth behind a facade. When Emily discovers the truth, her world shatters. Was their connection real, or just a lie built on deceit? As secrets unravel and hearts are broken, can they rebuild their love, or is it too late? A story of love, betrayal, and second chances that will leave you wondering, can true love survive when the truth comes to light?
Can you imagine a chilly autumn evening in the quaint, picture-perfect town of Willowbrook? Emily Lawson, a warm-hearted, tirelessly hardworking young woman, was wrapping up her late shift at the Cozy Corner, the beloved local cafe where she'd poured her heart into her work. For years, Emily wasn't rolling in money, far from it. She lived a simple, modest life, pouring every ounce of her strength into supporting her younger brother and her mom after her dad's heartbreaking passing. Yet, to her friends and family, Emily was nothing short of a saint, the kindest soul in town, always ready to lend a hand to anyone in need. Who wouldn't adore someone like that? As Emily prepared to lock up the cafe, something caught her eye, a lone figure struggling by the roadside. The rain was coming down in relentless sheets, soaking the stranger's fancy, expensive coat as it clung to him like a second skin. He was frantically trying to get his car to start. Emily paused, her heart tugging at the sight. The man looked utterly lost, exhausted, and desperate for help. Without a second thought, because that's just who she was, Emily grabbed her trusty umbrella and marched over. "Hey, do you need a hand?" she called out, her voice brimming with warmth that could melt even the coldest rain. The man looked up, his eyes wide with surprise. Was someone actually stopping to help him? My car won't start," he stammered, his voice carrying a faint, intriguing accent that Emily couldn't quite place. His cautious gaze met hers, as if he couldn't believe anyone would bother to help a stranger like him. "Come inside and warm up," Emily offered with a gentle, inviting smile, gesturing toward the cozy cafe. The stranger hesitated, who wouldn't in a storm like that? But the biting cold and endless rain finally convinced him to follow her. Once inside, Emily handed him a soft towel and whipped up a steaming cup of her signature hot chocolate. Oh, how that warm drink could chase away any chill. He introduced himself as Alex, his dark hair still damp and plastered from the rain, his piercing blue eyes a swirling mix of gratitude and bone-deep exhaustion. "Thank you, Emily," he said after learning her name, his voice so sincere it made her heart skip a beat. She flashed a smile, her curiosity piqued by that mysterious accent. "Are you new around here?" she asked, tilting her head. Alex nodded, but his answer was vague, almost slippery. He mentioned coming to town for personal reasons, but didn't dive into details. Emily, ever respectful of others' privacy, didn't push though. Oh, how she wanted to know more. She was used to meeting all sorts of characters at the cafe, where travelers and locals mingled like old friends. But Alex, there was something different about him. A quiet sadness lingered behind his polite smiles, and despite his polished, classy appearance, he carried an air of loneliness that tugged at her heartstrings. What was his story? That night, the rain refused to let up, pounding against the windows like it had a personal vendetta. Emily, being Emily, offered Alex the small guest room in her cozy, well-loved old house. Alex tried to protest, insisting he could find a hotel, but Emily just laughed, her eyes sparkling. "A hotel? The nearest one's half an hour away, and it's booked solid for the fall festival," she exclaimed. How could he argue with that? The next morning, Alex woke to the heavenly aroma of pancakes and fresh coffee wafting through the house. Could anything smell more like home? As he wandered into the kitchen, He found Emily humming a cheerful tune while cooking breakfast for her brother, Jake, a bubbly 10-year-old who took an instant shine to Alex. "Do you like pancakes?" Jake asked, his eyes practically glowing with curiosity. Alex couldn't help but grin, charmed by the boy's enthusiasm. "I love them," he replied, settling at the table like he'd always belonged there. Over breakfast, Emily shared stories of life in Willowbrook, her quirky friends, the tight-knit community, and her big dream of opening her own bakery someday. Alex soaked in every word, her warmth and the simplicity of her family wrapping around him like a cozy blanket. How different this was from his world. His life was all board meetings, sleek luxury cars, and towering high-rise buildings, cold and relentless. But here, he felt alive. For the next few days, while his car was in the shop, Alex stayed in Willowbrook. He tagged along with Emily to the cafe, pitching in with small tasks and charming the socks off the locals. They adored him, even if he seemed a tad out of place in his polished shoes. The elderly ladies, especially, couldn't get enough of his gentlemanly manners. Was there anything more endearing? As Emily and Alex spent more time together, their bond deepened into something undeniable. She was drawn to his quiet strength, that steady presence that made her feel safe. He, in turn, was captivated by her selflessness, her genuine heart that asked for nothing in return. They wandered the town together, took leisurely walks by the river, and spent evenings gazing at the stars. How magical those moments felt. Emily couldn't help but notice little things about Alex that sparked her curiosity: his refined taste in food, his surprising knowledge of exotic cuisines, those cryptic phone calls that sounded so formal. Was he hiding something? Her heart whispered yes, but every time she thought to ask, she held back, afraid it might shatter the connection growing between them. For Alex, being with Emily was like breathing for the first time in years. She saw him not as Alexander Bradford, the billionaire CEO of Bradford Enterprises, but as Alex, the man beneath the title. In her presence, he could shed the weight of his wealth and power, but deep down, a fear gnawed at him. What would happen if she learned the truth? Would everything they'd built crumble in an instant? Oh, how he dreaded that moment. One magical evening, Alex invited Emily to dinner, his heart swelling with gratitude for her endless kindness. They found themselves at a charming little restaurant just outside Willowbrook, the soft glow of candlelight casting a warm spell over their table. Can you picture it? They dove into conversations about dreams, life, and every little thing in between, their words weaving a tapestry of connection. "Emily, have you ever wanted to leave Willowbrook?" Alex asked, his eyes locked on hers, searching for a glimpse of her soul. Emily paused, her mind drifting. "Sometimes, I guess, but I love it here. This town's my home, bursting with history and love in every corner. Oh, how I dream of opening my own bakery one day." Though Alex hung on her every word, utterly captivated by her contentment. How could someone be so grounded, so pure? His world was a whirlwind of pressure, endless travel, and people always wanting a piece of him. But Emily? She was a breath of fresh air, craving nothing but kindness and love. Their evening ended with a quiet walk by the lake, the crisp air humming with unspoken feelings. Without a second thought, Alex reached for her hand. Oh, what a bold move. Emily's heart raced as she met his gaze, her breath catching. They stood there, wrapped in a silence that said everything. In that heartbeat, Alex knew he'd fallen for her. Hard, but then, one fateful morning, Alex's peaceful Willowbrook bubble burst. A news article screamed across the internet. Alexander Bradford, billionaire CEO, spotted in small town with mystery woman. His assistant had tracked him down, alarmed by his absence from the spotlight. The article flaunted photos of him and Emily strolling together, sparking wild speculation. Emily's world crumbled when she saw it. Betrayed? Heartbroken? How could Alex keep such a massive secret? To her, he'd become just another smooth talker hiding his wealth behind that dazzling smile. When Alex tried to explain, Emily cut him off, her voice trembling with hurt. "You lied to me, Alex. I thought we were honest with each other. How could you?" Guilt etched across his face. He pleaded, "Emily, I didn't want you to see me as some billionaire. I wanted you to know me, the real me, not my wealth. You mean everything to me, but I get it if you can't feel the same anymore." Oh, the weight of those words. Days bled into weeks, and Alex dragged himself back to his sleek New York City penthouse. But nothing felt right. His once comforting sanctuary now felt like a cold, hollow shell. Every corner haunted him with memories of Emily's cozy house, Jake's infectious laughter, and the townsfolk who'd embraced him like family. Emily, too, couldn't escape thoughts of Alex. Despite the sting of betrayal, her heart still ached for him. Hadn't he been there for her in ways she never even knew she needed? Then, on a crisp winter morning, a knock at her door jolted Emily's heart. She opened it to find Alex, clutching a bouquet of her favorite flowers, his face a raw mix of regret and hope. "Emily, I know I hurt you, and I'm so sorry," he began, his voice thick with emotion. "I'd give up everything for another chance with you. I'm not begging for instant forgiveness, but please, let me make this right." Her heart pounded. Could she trust him again? "Why did you come back?" she whispered, barely audible. "Because you're my home," he said softly. "I want to build a life with you, full of love, honesty, and trust." Oh, those words. They hit her like a tidal wave, and Emily stepped forward, wrapping him in an embrace that felt like coming home. Over the next few months, Alex poured his heart into proving his love. He threw himself into her dream, helping her open a bakery that filled Willowbrook with the most heavenly treats. Can you smell those fresh-baked pastries? Alex, now a beloved figure in town, slipped effortlessly into Emily's world. Together, they built a life brimming with love, laughter, and the unwavering support of a community that had watched their story unfold. Despite his vast wealth, Alex embraced the simplicity he'd found in Willowbrook, a place that gifted him true happiness. Their love story became the heartbeat of the town, a modern fairy tale that had everyone talking. The locals marveled as Emily and Alex grew stronger together, their bond unbreakable. And Emily, the humble girl who'd helped a stranger on a rainy night, found herself living a life beyond her wildest dreams, overflowing with love and honesty. In the end, it wasn't about wealth or status. Oh, no. It was about two hearts finding each other, no matter where they came from.